Someone has broken into the National Bank, the Federal Reserve, a 21st century thief breaking into files, not into metal safes. The mysterious group, Anonymous, has struck again with a warning. This is just the beginning.
During the hack of the Fed, Anonymous stole the login credentials of some 4,000 bankers from across the country, allowing the group to potentially disrupt a key emergency communication system.
Citizens of the world, we have seen the erosion of due process, the dilution of constitutional rights.
Well, in any computer crime, you want to look for the digital footprints. So you look to trace the incoming traffic that's attacking the computer, and you look to see where the file was exported to.
August 10, 2021, the decentralized finance project, Poly Network, suffers a loss of over 600 million, according to various reports. The hack follows a recent theory of how DeFi-related hacks and frauds have already passed the 2020 results. But the Poly Network hack on August 10 was well above the entire year's worth DeFi hacks. The blockchain and analysis company Cyphertrons publishes a report that shows 474 million was lost to DeFi-related hacks and frauds. The DeFi-related frauds such as rug pull scams added an additional 84 million, of which we all know how Mark Cuban reacted to Iron Finance. But the real deal was yet to blow, when an anonymous wallet address stole $600 million worth of wrapped Ethereum, wrapped Bitcoin, USDT, and DeFi projects like DAI and Matic. And he left the following statement: "It would have been a billion hack if I had moved remaining shitcoins. Did I just save the project? Not interested in the money. Now considering returning some tokens or just leaving them there." With market caps crossing trillions in just a decade, this is just a start to a new era of finance and business. But it comes with a cost. With news spreading quickly on Twitter, a little panic created and the pros and cons debate starting. But let's ask ourselves, do we really care if the world loses a billion? There is so much at stake. Well, I would love to agree with you, but a deep dive in this matter will make you realize the other side of the story. The story previously happening in closed rooms. But since digital life is a real thing and information is public, we have a better chance of understanding the problem. And unlike fiat currency, which the Wall Street terms as dirty money itself, seems to have done it for decades now, since Nixon.
People who just lost over $600 million of crypto, which included $273 million of Ethereum, another $253 million of tokens on the Binance Smart Chain, and another $85 million of USDC. And that, folks, is why we can't have nice things. The attacker was able to modify what's called the keeper role. Now, the attacker was somehow able to change this keeper role to one person and redirect it somehow in a way that's way too technical for me to explain and understand. The more important question is, for the people who lost that $600 million, is that money just gone forever, or is there a way to recover it? Turns out there are two ways to recover it. And the first method is you just catch the guy and you hope you can threaten him enough with enough legal ramifications to get him to reverse the transactions. And thankfully there's progress on that front, because there's a cybersecurity company called Slowmist, not sponsored, which said that they actually found his IP address, his email address, his device fingerprint. So hopefully we actually catch the guy and get him to reverse the transaction. And that's method number one. The second method is actually very, very cool. It's a little controversial, but it's going to affect all of us if it ends up happening again, because believe it or not, it has happened before in the past, not that long ago in 2016 with Ethereum, when someone stole roughly $50 million worth of Ethereum, which is a ton of money. But instead of trying to find and catch the guy who did it, Ethereum was like, no problem, and it hard forked. It split into two different paths. On one path, we had the attacker, who was very rich and successful with his attack, and the other path, where the attack was reversed and it never happened. In this case, both storylines are allowed to exist at the same time, which is also why we have Ethereum as we know it today and Ethereum Classic. The people who held Ethereum Classic believe that crypto should be immutable, that no one should be able to change it, and no matter what happens, we should stay true to ourselves and the technology, and no one should go back to the past and change history. But the people who held on Ethereum said, no, let's just give people back their money. But here's what's cool. If you held on to Ethereum before the hard fork, you would have received an equal amount of both Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, which means you could have technically lived in either reality whenever you wanted to. Now, obviously, Ethereum is much more valuable today than Ethereum Classic is, so that should show you which path most people want to go down, but that is the story of how Ethereum Classic was born.
The other side of the story of accountability. The fastest asset to be traced by the FBI is none other than a Bitcoin transaction, and usually cease and transfer takes days. This took them 10 minutes and 0 manpower. Websites providing data 24/7 and real-time ledgers tracking points at nothing but 100% accountability. And yes, the DeFi and crypto asset space does solve that, but also tends to leave us a message to always stay sharp. The Polygon network itself were furious, as well as keen to understand as to why this happened. USDT CTO froze $33 million worth coins, and the account is now publicly named Poly Network Exploiter. But about the 600 million, will it be there? By the end of this investigation, certain trades have been done on this account, and the hacker also taunted by sending a message to the Polygon network saying, what if I make a new token and let DAO decide where the token go? But later he has decided to return $273 million worth of wrapped Ethereum back to their owners. What do you think about the 600 million DeFi hack against the Poly Network project? Does this hacker have a 600 million worth sense of humor? Do let us know in the comments below.